Metaversity.
Greetings, I'm Shad.
And greetings, I am Tyranth.
And Tyranth, there is a truth in human nature.
What is it?
It is that when humans want to hurt one another, we find a way.
That is true.
I had an experience recently that kind of reinforced this reality that finding a way to make a weapon is very, very easy.
Yes. You don't even need to make weapons. I mean...
You can pick up a rock.
You can pick up a rock, a stick that exists in nature everywhere around the world, unless you live in, like, I don't know, maybe a desert or Antarctica. You can get a stick anywhere. They're really, really good, actually. They're really great weapons.
But that doesn't stop governments from trying to ban weapons.
Yeah.
Recently here in Australia, Victoria, they have banned machetes.
Yeah.
Have you seen the news recently, Tyranth, of how well that's going?
Yeah.
Ever since the ban, there's been
You know
more
what
machete
was
attacks.
so funny, though? After they banned it the next week, when a car went through the exact same mall, and everybody's in the comments like, are we banning cars now? Oh, this is the logic we're playing by.
Exactly.
Is a machete even like the best sort of, like if you ban it, what else can you use? And it's like, there are plenty of things that you can get from hardware stores that are sometimes even more deadly, like a hatchet or an axe. This is like what, 15, 16 bucks you can get one of these things for?
I can't remember how much I paid for that.
Well, I mean, in general, you can get a cheap one.
It's a camping axe.
Yeah, you can get a cheaper one. This is a dangerous thing. Like, this
That is actually more equivalent to a medieval battle axe than people realize.
Oh, very similar. So like this is a monster. And then we even have things like this where obviously I don't think they're going to ban knives like from buying them because everybody has them in their house. You need them to live a normal life.
But they're considering trying to put regulations on knives.
Which there already is, to be fair. But you made this one out of like a ruler because they have nice spring steel.
Steel ruler. It's actually spring steel. Sharpen it up. And this is a perfectly adequate knife.
Yeah. So we already have, this is the problem with these sorts of things. We already have laws to govern a lot of this stuff, and the laws that you create, like you can make weapons very easy.
Very
like I said,
easy.
Humans are easy to hurt.
And humans will find a way, which is where we're getting to the point of this video. Before we get there, as I was saying, governments, right, they want to be seen like they're doing something. But honestly, what they do is useless. It just shows how transparent and useless they are and how pointless these laws are. But because they want to be seen like they're doing something, oh, we banned machetes, but that hasn't solved anything. There's still machete attacks. There was a recent one here in Victoria, and now there was an attack with a car. Well, they banned cars. And I went to the hardware store recently to make these things right here for videos. And what kind of... it shouldn't surprise me, right? But these are equivalent analogues to the real medieval versions. Mace and a flail.
Yeah.
As to how effective they are, dedicated video coming out soon.
Oh, yeah, it's a flail, yeah.
You know, well, we need to find out, Tyranth. We need to find out.
With the mace, though, yeah.
The mace, right? If you could hold that. The thing that shouldn't have surprised me, but it just reiterates the point, is how easy this was to make. Short swords can cut really, really well, but people don't really understand how well that is actually, you know, a reality. But we found a video that demonstrates this.
Of knives.
They affect, like, they could be
Knives.
swords. They could be swords. They could be swords.
Don't
right?
lie to the people.
And I like really, really, really short swords that can cut crazy well to show that this is a reality. And we react and comment and talk about it in the exclusive video for this week, which you can get for just like $1 a month. That's $12 in a year. Like it's very, very, you know, affordable, but we can't stress how much it helps. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for our supporters. And then you get weekly exclusive content, full-length Shadiversity, to subscribe star, channel memberships, or Patreon. You can do it on those platforms, and thank you so much. That's the exclusive this week, and we hope you guys enjoy it. These are plumbing attachments that you get at the hardware store.
Yeah.
A simple round bit of wood, and then screw on, you have a serious gear, historical, you know, analog weapon that was excelled at combating people in armor, and it's crazy. What are some things in the hardware store that you think the government would want to get rid of first, because this one is innocuous. But the thing is, though, right? It was so easy to make.
That's the problem, is that that when we get into these banning of things, it's really easy to get really creative about creating.
It is.
Like your knife is a good example of that, because that's a ruler.
That's a ruler,
Like,
a metal
how do you
ruler.
ban rulers?
They would ban metal rulers, only plastic or wood ones.
But the problem is you can buy flat steel bars, which are the same thing.
You'll need a license to buy steel. They will put a license on hammers and axes.
The problem, there's too many hammers in the world.
And
You know what I mean?
no, I'm no joke. I could see our stupid governments doing stuff like that. And also, like, when you buy certain components that could feasibly be combined into a weapon, they'll get you to sign an affidavit or something like that saying, I promise to not, turn this into a weapon. And if I do, I already admit guilt and be prosecutable under the law instantly, or something like that.
I reckon it would be the first time that people in our country would actually protest for this sort of thing. Recently there was this big, one council somewhere tried to ban people working on their cars, like their own home tried to ban them working on their cars, and people got so mad they had to get escorted out by the police. Guess what they did next? They stopped that law. They stopped that one.
People will get pushed too far.
Yeah.
Even Australians. Takes more to push Australians over the line, but that happens. Unlike America, we don't have necessarily things that will prevent the government from going overboard.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the same for Canada and the UK. And it seems like these governments are just looking for more reasons to push it even further.
Yeah. And remember, we're not even talking about like criminals. I don't care about criminals. We're talking about law-abiding citizens who want to do these things the right way, want to do them, legally, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're talking about. I also have an interesting thing. Is like, what do you consider to be a high skill ceiling weapon? Like something like this. All right, so first off, this isn't even a machete. This is a cutlass. But what, functionally speaking, if we're being honest here, what's the difference between this and a machete?
Not much. It's blade profile. It's a bit thinner and
things that lawmakers won't know the difference.
No, they won't.
Anyway, when you use something like this, to use this properly and effectively, if you're skilled, it's going to be a way more effective weapon. If you're unskilled, yeah, you can still slash with it, you can still do stuff with it.
Yeah.
But something like that, you'd need no skill for the most part. It's just hit. Bonk stick.
This is what people don't understand. Like, if I can borrow this, right? An untrained person that does a full power, a huge swing, right? If they get edge alignment wrong, which is very high, unlikely, that can nullify that attack to almost be, well, definitely not lethal, sometimes useless, especially if they're just even wearing thick clothing.
Or even if it's kind of not really that sharp.
That's not the case with something like this. You do a full power berserker swing, it doesn't matter how that thing lands, you don't need edge alignment with it.
Yeah.
It's gonna do some serious damage. But that's the thing that the government are like, oh, it's dangerous, let's regulate that. And my concern is, like, I don't think it'll ever come to this, but who knows? Because the governments are that stupid, right? Whereas like humans, they're inventive. Oh, you ban that? We just make this. Are they gonna like start banning hardware stores? Regulate what you can buy?
This is the thing, is like, we get into this point where it's like the people who make these laws know nothing about the nuances of any of this stuff, which, like, do I blame them in a way? It's like some dude who gets elected in some random seat, he's not going to know everything about everything.
I blame them.
You can blame them if you want. Well, I mean, I do blame them, but I mean, like, I understand that they don't know what they're talking about. That's the problem, though. If you're making laws on something that you don't really know that much about, that's a problem.
It is, but they do it all the bloody time, which makes me think, like, as outlandish as that statement is, would they ban hardware stores? Not necessarily ban, but I could see them putting in a license to buy, tools next. And it's going to do nothing to solve the actual underlying issues of the violence in the world.
You see, the biggest issue with all this, Shad, is that I have no problem with doing things the right way. To do something the right way so that everybody's good. The problem is that they keep putting up barriers, they keep making it harder. So if you want to own something like as simple as a machete, obviously this is a cutlass, but something like a machete, it makes it so difficult. And the problem is everything we do, I feel like is at threat. You know what I mean? Like not now, not today, not tomorrow, but a year from now.
That's the warning signs. You see the storm on the horizon.
Yeah.
And when you say everything we do, like, I think it goes further than that. I think like freedoms are starting to be put under threat, and these are the clear warning signs of it.
We're screwed, man. They're screwed. I mean, like, look at it this way. It took, what, one thing with a machete for machetes to be a blanket ban? What happens if somebody goes out and gets a sword from some... And then all of a sudden tomorrow, our entire business just goes, okay, well...
And it is frustrating that governments think that people, they are not capable of protecting themselves. In fact, we need to come in and protect you for you because we know what's better for you than you do.
Yeah.
And so that's what, when government comes in, they start to, we don't want you hurting yourselves, so we're going to restrict you from hurting yourselves by restricting the weapons that you can get access to. Now, ultimately, it would be a great world if we never needed any weapons at all.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
If we
That's just never happened.
Exactly. We never needed weapons at all because people will make bad choices and try and enforce their will on others, kind of like the government. And the way that you can prevent people forcing their will on you by the use of force is with force of your own.
Sure, yeah.
Hence weapons. And there are two perfectly justifiable reasons for law-abiding citizens to have the right to own weapons. One, they're fun. Two, actual self-defense.
They're fun. There's also things like,
sport,
production, sport, martial arts. Like, there's a whole thing.
Yeah, but even just on those, they are fun. I think people have the right to use them for fun, but also legitimate self-defense. That's an honest, real thing. And the fact that the government doesn't want their citizens to defend themselves, that's a topic for another video. We're going to do a dedicated one on that alone. It's where we are right now. We will continue to watch what happens in the world.
Yeah.
And I actually think I need to disassemble these in between videos because that one's actually, I think, more regulated than swords. For, I don't know why, it's a worse weapon than swords.
It's a terrible weapon.
We're going to find that out for real, so stick around to see that. But in the meantime, why don't you watch our practical measures for modern day self-defense within the bounds of these dumb laws that Australia, Canada, UK are instituting. Video right there. Chainmail, guys. It works. Thanks.